Hi everyone, good to see you. I say see you, but I'll see your comments in a minute. But lovely to be here on Essential Stencil's page again. I'm Sharon Hankins from the blog IRESTORESTUFF, here as one of the ambassadors for Essential Stencil that goes live on weeknights throughout 7 p.m. CST for about an hour. But if you're new to Essential Stencils, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome. Comment the word replay, let us know you're watching. But for those of you joining live, don't forget to comment in the comments, because that's where we choose our winners from, and we do give away gift cards, $20 gift cards for 3 lucky winners on our lives. So let us know where you're watching from. Hi Shelley, how are you today? You're the first comment I see today. So let's see, I'm going to be talking about the Stencil of the Month Club today, which once a month, every month, Essential Stencil releases a new whole set of stencils that you can get through the Stencil of the Month Club. And they have so many different fun bonuses in the club. You can join their Facebook page and get personal one-on-one tutorials that, well, not one-on-one, what would we say, exclusive lives there with Renee and some other ambassadors in the club using the Stencil of the Month Club set. But I received mine this week, so I'm excited to use that and show you that. Hello, Pat. Oh, I'm so sorry you haven't had a chance to watch me lately. So happy midweek to you too. Oh, thanks, Kimberly. Lovely. All right, so we've got some watches here, so let's start rolling. I'll get my comments up on the side so I can see them. I do have a link there for the rub-on transfers. I wanted to show you that there are a bunch of rub-on transfers still and on sale, still available and on sale. So I did this one during the week of the beautiful bunny portraits. So aren't they nice and big? So we've got the bunny portraits there on sale. We also have, don't forget, the Easter rub-on transfers. I might show you how to do one of those again soon. The vintage floral bunnies. Vintage floral bunnies still available. 2 sheets of those. They're on sale. So just wanted to show you a couple of those, and I might do one of those on our live today on these cute little boards that I found that already have a white center, and I stained them. They're just this blonde wood here. I stained them. You could probably get very similar things in your craft stores there in the USA, because I'm in Australia. We have different craft stores around, but also I do get things off Amazon sometimes too. The bunny is so cute. I know. All right, our Stencil of the Month Club set. Let's have a look at it quickly. Now, if you are new to the Stencil of the Month Club, you can use, if you have not joined, you can use my code, IRESTORESTUFF, and get the basic plan free for your first month, or the premium plan, you get 50% off the first month. So if you are new to the Stencil of the Month Club, haven't heard what it's about, you can click on the link there that I've got there in the live, stencilofthemonthclub.com, and see what it's all about and how much each of the different, you can subscribe for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, I think. That's still the case. But every month you get sent a bunch of stencils. Now, if you're in the premium plan, you get these nice large 8x12s, and there's a lot in them. And then if you choose the basic plan, we've made a more affordable plan for people who might want to buy the premium plan. Some people buy both. So the basic plan are these smaller 6x8, and they consist of elements of the premium plan. So not everything that you see in the premium plan is in the basic plan, but you can see what's there. It's all outlined for you at stencilofthemonthclub.com. All right, so, and you can also, if you're in the premium plan, you have the option of receiving an add-on. So the add-on usually matches together with our premium set. So today, this March, excuse me, this is March Stencil of the Month Club set, Sweet Summertime. So if you wanted to join anytime now, this is the stencil set that you'll be receiving about mid-March. Okay, so we like to showcase it early to show you what's coming up. For those who are already in the Stencil of the Month Club, they can have a look at the designs. So I love this. Let's have a look at what's in it. We've got 2 signs. We've got the strawberries. We've got strawberry patch down here. You could even combine that if you wanted to. So there's 3 sheets of stencils. I'll just have a look, show you through those right now. Our next sheet of stencils we have is this Summertime watermelon sign and the sweet Summertime sign. And then there's another sheet of stencils which you have this gorgeous polka dot, which is so fun for summertime. That'd make a great background. I think I might use that today. And then you've got these added little extra bits down here. Now let me show you what they're for. And I'll be using probably the watermelon sign today out of these. So it's got the watermelon seeds which sit straight across the watermelon here. It does have little etching as to where to line it up on your stencil. Then we've got this little ice block. We call it ice block. What would you call it? Popsicle? We call them ice blocks in Australia. So on your popsicle, you'll see you can line up those little watermelon seeds and make that cute looking popsicle sign there. Then we've got some, so there's also some strawberries here which line up with the strawberry patch one here. So if you put those down on the truck where the strawberries are, you'll see that those little strawberry seeds line up with the truck. So there's a couple of fun other things there. Strawberry patch down the bottom here. You'll see those little strawberries here line up with that strawberry patch sign. Okay, so there's 3 big stencils right there for the premium set. And then we've got the add-on, which gives you an extra lemony summer sign choices. So we've got those ice cold lemonade and squeeze. Oh, no, actually 4. So we've got ice cold lemonade. Sorry, 3. Squeeze the day and fresh lemonade. Did I do that right? Fresh lemonade. I'm looking at the back of it. And then some ideas on the back there, as always. And you can combine those. They're very summery related. The polka dots for spring. Yes, great idea. Hi, Anna from Washington State. Lovely to see you joining us today. Here is our basic plan. Okay, quick rundown of the basic plan. We have, again, 3 stencils, but they're 6 by 8, not 12 by 10. This one actually has a bonus little stencil here with some of the watermelon seeds and strawberry seeds that will go on top of your signs. So here's ice cold lemonade, which is extracted from the add-on over there. And then we have, let me get these correct. We have the sweet summertime. And then you've got your little watermelon seeds, which would sit over the top there like a little layer once you've coloured this. It makes it so much easier for creating those 2-tone colour looks. And then we've got fresh strawberry farms, and you'll see the little strawberry seeds fit right over the top of that, actually. Probably fit. Oh no, I've got this upside down, that's why. There we go. So the strawberry seeds fit here and here. And of course you don't do the popsicle ones. Make sense? So let's have a look at some of those today. And if we get time, I might do some transfers with the cute bunny transfers. And you'll see links to all of this in the description of our live today. Hello, Shannon from Ohio. Yes, let's use those polka dots. Okay, so here's what I've done so far. I've got this board. Actually, I've got a couple of boards. Would you believe I found this chunk of wood in a thrift store? They had a few there. And it looks like just offcuts from somebody who may have created, done some woodwork. And they were 50 cents a piece for a piece of wood. Now, with the price of wood these days, I like to find things like this at my thrift stores. When I do. I don't find them very often. There's not very often that you find wood there, but when I saw this, I thought, that's a great idea. So I've painted the front of that white. I've also painted this board, which is one of these sign boards with a little bit of plywood on the front with a nice wood frame. You could use it this way, or you could use it like I'm going to do today with that. So I've painted that in Fusion's birch colour. It's a white, an off-white colour, birch, and that's in their alchemy range, so I'll be using that range today. If you do want to purchase the Fusion mineral paint colours and use my code IRESTORESTUFF at the Fusion link there in my description, you can do that and get 10% off your Fusion paint too. Kimberly says, chunky wood is so fun and versatile. Absolutely, it is. All right, so I've got that basic white colour down. I just did one coat. I can kind of see the grain of the wood there, but it's not bad. I mean, you could do a second coat to get a really nice solid coverage if you wanted to. Usually you do with whites, but I thought I'm just going to leave that there because I want to do this polka dot. So let's have a look. We'll turn the camera down a bit so that it's facing downwards to our project here. See if I can get a nice close up there. Let's see, have we got to go a little bit more so you can see what we're working on. And there's our polka dot sheet. So I'm going to use that now. If you've missed and you've just joined the live, oh, well, thank you so much. I'm trying to see all the comments at once, but it's not happening for me. Who was that? Oh. What pop-up is there, Shelley? What is the pop-up? Is that the link for the rub-on transfers? Oh dear, that's not good. I'm so sorry. I added that and was not thinking that that was going to... I wonder if there's someone from Essential Stencil watching that could help me with that. Yeah, I think that there should be an ability to click off it. I hope I didn't do something that's annoying. Oh, Dee's asked an important question. Will Essential Stencil have Easter and spring coming? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all I'm saying. Not today, but maybe you might see something this, let's just say have a look out this Saturday for something. You won't see, it won't be a live thing. It might be a sneak peek first. So let's just say that. That's exciting. Okay, Melissa said you can X out of it. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we've got my polka dots lined up here on my board, but you can see it doesn't reach the full length of the board. I've also got my little, extra seeds that are added to the different designs. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to go across and accidentally paint on those seeds. I think my brush will be far enough away. You could put some tape down just to make sure you're not. And then we'll just repeat the pattern down here. But what I want this to be is a background. So I want it really subtle. So what I did was I've used this birch colour on the background, and then I'm going to just add that slight difference in the colour alabaster. I was thinking about doing some yellows, like there's two yellows. You could do that. They're very close in colour. Just to make a two-tone in the background, probably not, I don't know, that could work too. We've got marigold and amber, those two colours could work together. We want it just to be a background, and then I'm going to use some nice bright poppy summery colours out of the Fusion Alchemy range to do our watermelon sign over the top of the polka dots. Okay, so I've got the colour alabaster, which is going to be the dots over the top of the white birch colour. So I'll get a large brush for this one. Oh, I didn't grab my cardboard. I always miss something, don't I? Grab a whole bunch all at once. And here we go. So I just grab some offcuts of cardboard to offload my paint while I'm stenciling. And we've got our brush ready. And now these bottles, these smaller bottles, you can get these, the Alchemy range in Fusion in large pots or smaller. So the smaller ones are great for stencil brushes. They fit right in there. So I'm going over with alabaster. Whoop. Just didn't want to get it on the handle. We're going to offload that onto our cardboard so it's fairly dry brush when we use it on the stencil, and then I'm going to go over it. Now my board is 12 by 12, I believe, because these are 16 by 12 stencils and it's right edge to edge. So just going over the top, and I want to have a little peek to make sure that's working out. So it's going to be a nice subtle background, and I think that'll be dark enough to give it some colour. Oh yes, lovely. Adding a bit more to my brush. Yes, those are watermelon seeds here, and these are strawberry seeds here, and they'll go on top of our stencils that I was showing you earlier. So this is the Stencil of the Month Club for March. If you haven't joined the club, if you are in the club, let people know. What do you think? Have you joined the club? You love the stencils? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget, we're giving away 3 gift cards at the end of our live, so those people are chosen in the comment section because that's where we can pick our winners from. So yeah, if you haven't joined the club, you can do so using my code IRESTORESTUFF, and you get this whole premium set 50% off for your first month when you subscribe to one of their subscription plans. You get sent stencils every month. So if you're an avid crafter and you love gift making, you might do markets and sell your wares. There's a lot of stencils available to you through the Stencil of the Month Club. Okay, so here's our first lot of polka dots, and then we'll shift our stencil down. But isn't that just so cute? And then we're going to add this down the bottom, so I'm just going to move it down. I want to make sure, okay, this is what you do. See how those dots line up exactly, and these ones are in the center? We want to put that first row over that last row. So put your first row over the last row so you can see those dots line up, and then our pattern will continue. Okay, they've made it really easy for you so that you can line up that last row and then continue the pattern that way. So I will go over with those little dots there on the edge, and I might just use them like that. I'm just going to spray a little mist on my brush because the paint is drying out very quickly. It's a quick drying paint, Fusion Mineral Paints Alchemy. I'm not sure whether to add those dots down the bottom. They're kind of got the half dots on because it didn't quite fill up the page. The page, I'm calling it. What's this thing? The sign in the background. Words. Words are hard sometimes. I know, they're so cute, these polka dots. Oh, I've just shifted it, so I have to hold down really tight. Otherwise you could, if you wanted to, you could tape it down with some painter's tape. Holding it down really tightly. And before I go ahead and put those little half circles down the bottom, I'm going to take the stencil off and see if you think it needs that down the bottom there, the additional ones, or does it look fine just without? I think it'll look fine just without it because I can see there's a little gap here, a little gap there. Hope you agree. Look at that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kathy. That link keeps coming up. And now I don't know how to remove it. I'm so sorry about that. I will know that for future. What if you turn your phone sideways? Does that help any? In the similar way that you can get rid of comments, I wonder if you can get rid of it that way. Okay, I'm going to use our Stencil of the Month Club set with the big slice of the watermelon. That is upside down, back to front. So we could do that sunshine one, but I'm going to try that with something else. And just making sure that we're not going to use that bottom part. Let me just see here if I can see how to stop that. Oh. No, doesn't look like I can, sorry. Karen says you've been a member for over a year and you love it. That's amazing. I am in the Essential of the Month Club Facebook group and there's always so much great inspiration there. I'm just doing this to remind myself, don't paint over that. So I want to make sure this sign is in the center. And We can use some nice bright colours from our alchemy range. My alchemy range. I'm a retailer for the Fusion Mineral Paint and the alchemy range in Australia. So, but you can still use my code and save. Oh, Shelley, I'm so sorry. I don't know if Essential Stencil can help us right now. Okay, so there's a couple of colours. This is a bright raspberry, beautiful, bright pinkish red colour. I thought I'd use this green, which is really a bright green. It's called Moss. And I'm going to grab some paint stencil brushes. This is a 3/4 inch brush. Now, I'd probably do the writing in maybe black. We've got a couple of little ants here. They are cute. We'll do the watermelon skin in the green. And I want to do that colour of the watermelon in this pinky colour if I can. Now, I'm thinking about this and I really don't, I'm going to decide not to worry about if my pink goes into these words, which I want to paint black. And I'm going to just go ahead and do my stenciling and then I'll go over the other areas. Now I'll probably use a stock card to just stop myself going over where the watermelon skin is, where I want to paint the green. Okay, so I'll start here in this corner. Use my bright pink. Raspberry, it's called. Raspberry in Fusion's Alchemy colour. It's a nice bright colour, and I will probably just do a lot of offloading here. Now, because it's a highly pigmented colour, sometimes these ones that are highly pigmented actually are a little bit translucent, so you want to make sure that you do a couple of coats. I'm so sorry about the little pop-up, everybody. I think that's my fault. I just shifted. Whoops. I'm going to put it exactly where it was. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. And what I'm going to do is tape it down here. So we're not going to move anywhere. And again, just going over there. Ooh. And I'm not too worried about the writing because I will go over that with the black. I could actually just do the writing in this pink. It would save me some trouble. So we'll hit that with the dryer and then go over it with a second coat. Of the transfer and then come back to Facebook, if it'll just go away then. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry, you all. The polka dot stencil is 12 by 16, which are all of the stencil of the month stencils are all the 12 by 16, but the polka dot itself is about half the page. So you can see that it just goes halfway on the stencil page. So it's probably 12 by, half of 16 is 8, 12 by 8. Okay, so one more little round of this raspberry pink because I can still see some swirly marks in there. Now that I've hit that with the dryer, we'll go over with the second coat, trying not to get onto our watermelon skin part. Going around here, just using my cardboard to stop the stencil brush going over onto the watermelon skin area. I haven't stopped it from going on the words, but we'll go over those in black. So I'm not too concerned about that. So we can see there, if we need another coat, we'll come back to that. So what I like to do is pop my brush in a little bit of plastic wrap, or you could put it in a wet cloth so that it doesn't dry out, ready for if we need to do another coat. So there's our watermelon part there. I'm going to do this bright moss colour for the skin. I think it'll really pop. And then we're going to add seeds over the layer on top and do black words. So here is the colour moss, gorgeous bright green. Another brush, I might get a smaller brush to do that one with. I've chosen a 1/2 inch brush. Let's see, all this colour on here we can use. Swirl that away, and we'll see if we might need this again to go over the red so that we don't colour that in. Again, this is a highly pigmented green, so we may need a couple of coats of this. We're going to see those polka dots in through underneath these parts where it's not covered. Didn't think about that, but we'll see the polka dots through some of this. That's all right. I think it'll still make for a fun summer sign. So offloading, oh sorry, you probably can't see my little offload cardboard over here. Just offloading a lot of the brush, the paint off the brush, because we don't want too much paint on our brush if you're new to stenciling. Thank you for helping each other out with this pop-up situation. It seems, oh, didn't mean that. Kathy had a solution there and I didn't go back to it, but if you saw her comment, it looks like someone's solved the issue for themselves. When you click on it and, or click it off, it didn't come back unless you went out to come back in again. So, oh, guys, I was just trying a little something. I guess it didn't work very well for me. I was trying to make it easier so that you can find links to the things we're using. This colour is, this green is called Moss, and it's in Fusion's Alchemy range. It is a very bright moss, isn't it? So we will take our dryer, hit that. There's no other green parts we need to fill. And I will go over that with a second coat because I think I can still see some polka dots through that. It's very, some of the highly pigmented colours in any paint range will kind of do that for you. Make it quite a little bit more translucent, so you just need a couple of coats to fill it in. A little bit more of that colour, and away we go around the edge again. So filling that in. And our second coat will give it a bit more of a hit. Who's ready for summer? Who's ready because they're too cold right now and they love thinking about summer? Glad to help you out there today with our Stencil of the Month Club set. If you haven't seen this set yet, you'll be able to see it on the stencilofthemonthclub.com site, and you can use my code IRESTORESTUFF and get 50% off your first month if you get the premium set, or if you get the basic set, first month is free. So it's a great way to see what the Stencil of the Month Club is all about, the different sets that you get. So much value in it. And you can join the Stencil of the Month Club, which is a Facebook group where you can show inspiration of all the stencil projects you're working on. You also get exclusive tutorials there. There's lots of people who have commented, even in past lives, who've said they really love the Stencil of the Month Club. And you have the option to opt out of different months if you don't want that particular month. There's options to opt out for that month there. So, yeah, really worth checking it out, trying it out. So you can use my code there and give it a go. There we go. All right. Let's have a look. I can see a little mark here. Maybe it came from the other side of my card. I might have added something right here. So I'm just going to grab my pink brush, which I used earlier, and dip that in. Make sure I've got that covered. Now we're going to go over our words and our little ants in black. So in their Alchemy range, Fusion has a black called Onyx. It's a pretty true, fairly true black. Matte black. So it's like a chalk paint finish, these ones, and so they really dry quite matte. Just going to add that to my plastic wrap there. Okay, black onyx. Now, a brush to use for that size. Let's go with our 5/8 inch brush. And I may need my cardstock or possibly even my card or the painter's tape to stop those words, my black, from going into the watermelon now. Okay, so let's do that here. We'll go over with our S. And I'm doing a swirling motion. I can do that because I've got hardly any paint on my brush. If you had more paint on your brush, you might get a good solid coverage, but you end up with paint bleeding under the stencil, which causes horrible fuzzy edges and so on. So we don't want that. Slice. There's a little ant right here. And I want to show you something using our new, well, they're the newest kind of brushes, the mini, I think they're called mini brushes, and I forgot to see if those are still in stock at the moment, but they are so good for doing our little seeds. All right, now getting close to the edge of this word down here, we are going to have to cover up some spots. I love the layered ability of some of these stencils. Okay, making sure I'm not getting this in my watermelon. could use tape if you wanted to. Hope you all can see that. Let's go this way. Yeah, stenciling can take a bit of practice. If you're really new to stenciling, I suggest practicing on a piece of cardboard. And so you get that stencil to where you know the right amount to put on your brush and to offload your brush. But it does make it easier to separate these areas. I mean, I could have done that all the same colour as the watermelon, and then you wouldn't have had to separate the areas at all. So there's that option too, and it would have looked great with pink writing. But I just wanted to separate that out, make it black to stand out against the bright pops of colours there. I think I've got one little pink bit here that I need to add and redo. Adding some more black around here. Using my card to keep going around, making sure I just don't get any on the red watermelon. Now this S goes really close to that line here, so we will try our best not to get that on the watermelon. Because our S goes around the corner like this. Just keep going. Very thin line there. And our ant right at the top here. Bringing our ant right in. And we're done. I think we're done. So then we can add our seeds. Actually, there's one little dot that I needed to fix up on our pink. So grab our pink brush out. If I can move that cardboard around to where it is, I just spied a tiny little section in here. Yes, the dome brushes, Diana. Those are the ones I'm thinking of for the... see, I need 2 pieces of cardboard for this. Or I could have taped it off with tape. There we go. It's just this tiny corner in here. So I needed to add a little bit to the corner. And now I've got it. So there we go. There's our cardstock, all done. Pop that back, and I will need the black brush again for our seeds because I think that would work nicely. Oh, got our painter's tape there ready. Let's have a look at this. See how that turns out. Slice of summer, how cute is that? And then I will add our watermelon seeds on top in the black. So that is one of the premium set in the March Stencil of the Month Club. And on here we've got all our, for the different signs, you've got strawberries for the strawberry sign, you've got this popsicle seeds for the popsicle, you've got the watermelon seeds here with this one at the top. So I don't know if you can see the etching around the edge of the watermelon, but there's some etching there that you can see that goes right here. It is super cute, isn't it? And I love these colours, they really make it pop. So you can see the etching fits in the outline of the words, you put it exactly in place where you can see through where the watermelon is, and that etching, we've got one seed up here and all these little seeds down here. And just being careful not to paint those seeds from the popsicle, that's my reminder to not let my brush go outside that. And then we just pick up our black onyx colour again. You could. Kimberly says you could make a trail of ants. That would be so cute. Imagine ants in the background or something as a little trail. Okay, so here's our seeds. We've got this one lonely seed up here in the little swoosh past the S, and then we've got all these ones down here. So I've offloaded my black onyx paint on the cardstock, and we just might add one little touch more. Add it to the cardboard and offload that, working it into the bristles but making sure it's fairly dry so we don't get it all going under the edges. So just with a light swirl, we can go ahead and do that. And there we have our seeds on our watermelon. How cool is that? Worked like a treat. Worked like a charm. Created a nice little pop there. Okay, so I want to do something on this other block with the other Stencil of the Month Club, the basic set. I've got a little bit of bleeding over there, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. I love those polka dots. So cute. Before I go on to that, let me show you the transfers with the bunny rub-on transfer. So I've got this block here. I'll do that in just a minute. And then I've got these bunny transfers. What is it called? Let me see so you can look it up. You can use my code IRESTORESTUFF and get 10% off these, and they are already discounted. So all of the transfers at that transfer link, that annoying link that keeps popping up for you, that's where you'll find these and the big portrait bunnies. You'll find the big cow rub-on transfers, the whole bunch there that are for sale. So you can use my code IRESTORESTUFF there and get 10% of all of these. So this is the vintage floral bunnies, and you see the two different sheets there. This is how big they are. Aren't they just gorgeous? Adorable bunnies. So I'm going to use one of those, and I've had like 3 different sets, and so I was cutting them out and I popped them in a little Ziploc bag so I can see easily. So I've got this one here that's about the correct size for this board. Set our other board aside. And they're so easy to use. So if you've got boards all ready to go, all you need is to cut out your rub-on transfer and sit it down here. Remove the paper backing, center it on your board, press it down firmly, and use your transfer tool or a credit card, store card, something like that, and add that to your board. So I didn't paint this board, it came with this white kind of background. But I really love, yes, the eggs are stunning, aren't they? The gorgeous ornate detail on those eggs. And so rub-on transfers are obviously, they're just one single use, whereas the stencils, you can use them over and over and over again. So if you do get bulk of the transfers, I think there's even more of a discount if you get, say, 3 sets of transfers, 2 sets, and so on. So those options are there at the links where you click onto the rub-on transfers. But so many cute rub-on transfers on sale at the moment. I've got the link there for you. So as we rub and we remove this plastic top, the transfer stays in place underneath. Just watch those whiskers. Okay, that's my big tip for the little bunnies. You want all of the whiskers to turn out on the board, which is happening, so that's great. Oh, I can hear Olive barking at the mailman again. Okay, so we're pulling it back and I've got a little bit to go, and there you have it. How easy and quick was that for my little rabbit? So I did this one earlier. So there we've got cute little side-by-side Easter decor using the rub-on transfers. So quick and easy to just use. And the rub-on transfer tools are also available there. You can use my code for those as well. All right, so that is sweet. We've done that, which was super easy. Got another couple of blank ones left. I might add some more, and then I can add those to my little shop. All right, here's my board. If you missed it earlier, I got this at a thrift store. There was a bunch of these little just chunks of wood, and I think it stands by itself. So it's a good few inches wide, and I think that I'll add probably a stain to the side of this, but I painted the front in that white colour Birch by Fusion in Fusion's Alchemy range. Just going to soften that, smooth that over. It's got some little, what do you call that? Just little divots in the wood, which kind of gives it that nice rustic look. And I've just painted the front, so I'll probably stain the edges. You could even reverse and do a reverse side, but this one has rounded corners, probably because whoever was using it or cut it out from their wood pile added some corners. So let's have a look for that beautiful little basic set. So this is the basic set from Fusion's range. The basic set of stencils from Essential Stencil using their Stencil of the Month Club monthly sets. And this is the basic plan. Oh my gosh, my words today. So this comes with 3 stencils and a bonus where you've got your little seeds, the strawberry seeds and the watermelon seeds. And I'm going to do the very cute popsicle one that fits perfectly on this board. So, Sweet Summertime. We've got some flowers there, the popsicle there. So if I just add a bit of tape to the side of here, that'll make sure it's not going to go somewhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Make sure it's not moving. I could go over my words with the black. I think that black really pops and stands out with the polka dots that I did there, didn't it? Shelley said it looks like a piece of 2 by 6. Maybe so. I didn't bring my ruler. But, so Tina's asking what's the difference between basic and the premium plans. The premium was this large one I showed you earlier. So that's the one we made this from. 3 large stencils plus the option of an add-on. And the add-on for next month is this gorgeous lemonade. We've got squeeze the day, and fresh lemonade. So 3 different sign options there. That's the premium plan. The basic set, tiny. It's like 6 by 8, but still very cute. So there are some, you know, we've got affordable options for those who just want to get the basic plan. And the basic plan will have just elements from the premium plan, not everything that is in the premium plan is there. So we've just got that. So I showed those earlier in our live, and you can have a watch of the replay if you missed that. So here's our Sweet Summertime. We do want to make this that nice bright colour. Let's do that raspberry again. I think that worked great for the watermelon colour. Get my cardboard stock here, and we'll see if we need to just, I don't know what colour we'll do that. We could probably still do that. Another colour. Trying to not get that on the flowers. So we'll just add our board around here. And go over this side for these flowers. Make sure we don't grab them. So what colour should I do the flowers? I could do those a different colour, or we could just make those pink. It might make it easier actually if we just made those pink as well. Save me time on our live. We could always go over the green leaves with green, but I think it's cute. You could do them yellow. You could choose a nice pop of purple or a different colour pink to catch those flowers. Let's just go over those with the watermelon colour. And maybe we'll get the popsicle stick with something else, because we do have the seeds as well. And then there's this little lacy bit here. We've got examples here on the back of different ones that they've done. Might be on the back of our Stencil of the Month Club set. You have examples. See, they've got the white on the border of that popsicle down here. So we'll have a look at that. See what we want to do with the border. Now I can't decide. Let's just add that pop of green. to the stick. It can kind of be like the stick is the watermelon skin or something. Offload my brush. Now this is going to be tricky. Oh no, this is where I was going to show you on the seeds. I totally forgot to do that. How much easier it is when you use these cute little domed brushes. So the domed brushes come in a set of, oh, don't know if I have them all. Is it 4 or 5? I can't remember, but I've got 4 here right now. These domed brushes, they're really soft bristle brushes. You could probably even use them for makeup. But we've got a cute little 2 options down the bottom here that will make it so easy for me to just get on that green where I want it green. So here's our pop of green. I'm adding it to this domed bristle brush. I'll just offload a little bit there. You don't really need to offload too much because what I'm going to do is dab it. So we'll just go with this area down here, and therefore you can get so close to those letters and not go on them. So it'll be so much easier to get on those areas without having to use our board to, you know, protect that area. Let's see, another little bit for this little section in here. Dab it off, and those domed brushes work like a treat. So you can use my same code, IRESTORESTUFF, and use that on the brushes as well. If you can find these, just type in the word brushes or brush on Essential Stencil's site when you're searching around there. And if they do come up and they are out of stock, please hit the little notification button that says, please notify me when these come back in stock, and that shows Essential Stencil that there are several people interested in getting those, and they then can see when they need to restock them. Okay, I might even use this one, the dome one, to do my words, because I think that I'll be able to pounce that a little easier in that area. Hi Donna, that's okay. For those joining late, we are working on the Stencil of the Month Club set today for March. So this is the next month's stencil set, and if you join the club today, you can use my code IRESTORESTUFF and get the basic plan, which is this one, for the first month free, and you can get the premium plan for 50% off. So I'm just going to dab this. Now I'm getting really close to that flower, so I want to just be careful not to go on the flower. I could use the board to help protect that because my flower is pink. Now as we get a bit less on the brush down here, instead of pouncing, I could do a bit more swirling, a bit more movement in my brush, just like a pounce and wiggle, so it's all getting down into the stencil without getting bleed through or bleed under the stencil. It's a way of not getting those fuzzy edges, and this is working really nicely. There's still plenty in the brush, so it holds a lot. Now let's get in this little area here. Let's see if I can show you that a little bit closer. And I'll show you how I'm working this. Now I haven't added any more to the brush, and you can see that it's a little bit light on, so I'm going to add a bit more now to my brush, offload it on the board so that mostly it's offloaded, but we still do have a fair bit on our dome bristle brush. These are really soft bristles but highly densely packed there. They're synthetic bristles, and I will just protect that one with my board. And I can just do a little wriggle on there and come up this side, just making sure we've got it all on the letters, really close to that. So then I can continue using the brush on the other letters around the side here. Pounce and then just do a pounce and wriggle. Again, just on this part. Didn't realise I hadn't gone over here, and it is kind of close to that popsicle stick. Are they not back in stock, Denise? They will come back in stock. They sometimes just take a little bit longer with manufacturing, etc. I see a little chunk of paint. Might have been a dried piece of paint that was on my side of my paint pot. This is the colour Onyx in Fusion's Alchemy range, a nice black. Almost finished here. We've done 3 projects today, so if you missed any of them, I'll show them in the Stencil of the Month Club group. I'll also show them on my page, I Restore Stuff. You can follow me over there on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook. It's at I Restore Stuff. I Restore Stuff, anywhere you want to find me. And I'm on YouTube, where I also put my lives, so you can watch the replays over there. Okay, so we're just going to add our watermelon dots. You can add the dots after you take this off, or you can add them now before I take it off, but we'll probably just do it after. So this is the dots here, and you can see there's a little etching around the edge of the popsicle. So we can add that on exactly where it needs to go. So here is our cute, sweet summertime. And we've got the pink flowers going on here. Oh, I noticed we have, that's what happened. There was a little bit of stencil just stuck there that wasn't supposed to be there, which kind of made our flower mess up. So let's have a look. Just missed a little part of that pink flowers there. Every now and then you just get a little piece of plastic that might have stuck to the stencils, as instead of getting, you know, taken out. So we'll just fix that. There we go. Why not add some more while we're here? Second coat. All right, I think we are done with that, and then we'll add our watermelon seeds. And of course, these other little tiny dots here are strawberry seeds for the strawberry version, the strawberry summer sign, which is also in this set. So we've got this fresh strawberries, and so if you are doing the fresh strawberries, you would just sit the strawberries that are in the truck here and do your little black dots. And for this one, we add our popsicle over the top. So there's our etching that is fairly dry. And you can add black there. We could add white down here to create or differentiate from the bottom, which is what they've done in the little example on the back of the Stencil of the Month Club packaging, I noticed. So we'll see. We'll add the dots using, again, this domed brush. And then I'll get another domed brush and be able to use that on the little, it's almost like a little lace flourish. Probably could make the bottom part green if you wanted to, but so many different things you could do with that. Again, this is the March Stencil of the Month Club. You can join today using my code IRESTORESTUFF anytime this month, and you'll receive this set in mid-March. So every month, Stencil of the Month Club comes out with a new set of stencils to use. Okay, so we've got this one here, or this one here. This one should work just fine, or yeah, let's just do the even smaller one. And I'm going to use the same background I used for here to just add that pop of white. Again, adding that, get those little polka dots, almost like a little bit of lace pattern on the watermelon popsicle. second coat to that because you can still see the pink through it. Shelley is so ready for summer. Thank you all for sharing your tips and tricks on here too, as much as I can try and answer questions. I sometimes miss them while I'm trying to look down here and the comments are flying by over on my laptop at the side here, but I do try and get to ones that I can. Oops, I've got way too much on my brush there. And here we are with our little dome bristle brush. These are really good if you can catch them when they're back in stock. Use my code IRESTORESTUFF and you can save there. There we go. So there's our projects for tonight. I hope you enjoyed those. We are ready to catch our winners live here. If you have been jumping in on the comments today, you could be a winner. I will pop this up, camera, and let's see who we can find. Now, that is just going to be so cute. When I stain the edge there, I could stain that with like a black stain or a brown stain. I might do that after my live, and we'll see how that turns out. And here's our board if you missed it earlier. This is using the premium set for March Stencil of the Month Club set. And I've explained all of those in our live today, so you can catch the replay. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's really hard to shift. And then we also showed you our little bunny transfers, and there are several transfers that are on sale right now, so you can catch those at the link that kept popping up there for your live. I'm so sorry about that. There's our work that we did today. So, bunnies on the side here. And our winners are just popped up there. Renee, Maggie, and Ruth. Renee, Maggie, and Ruth, you're our winners today. You've won $20 gift cards for Essential Stencil. You can use that over on the Essential Stencil site. Use my code IRESTORESTUFF over there for 10% off, or use it at the Stencil of the Month Club like I said today, and you'll get something off your first month for the Stencil Club. So can't wait to see you in the club group. If you want to follow me at my blog, IRESTORESTUFF.com, you can find me over there where I paint furniture, home decor, and that kind of thing. I love upcycling, so I'm always at the thrift store finding fun things. So I will see you again next week. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye.